In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a Christmas wreath that you can use on your table or hang on your door. We're going to use this wreath to place in all the different greeneries that I have selected here in front of me. Today I'm going to put afterwards a little piece of wire here where we can hook it onto to the door outside. I have chosen today to do, as I said, a door wreath and have selected different kinds of greeneries. There's two different types of sort of base green, as I call it. Those pieces I have, those greenery I have chopped into small pieces like this, and that will create the foundation of the wreath today. So, as I showed you before, this is the upper part of the wreath, so I'm sort of putting that into consideration when I'm inserting the different green into the wreath. When I make a wreath like this, I often suggest that you insert greenery on the outside, 2 or 3 places on the top, and then on the inside. This way you don't have any sort of empty spots left after you have sort of continued the row here of green. I think it's quite important not to sort of just go all over the place, but really concentrate on getting a nice and thick base. So as you see here outside, a few places on the top and on the inside of the wreath. In that way you can really get a nice flow and not get too many holes in your green setting. It's very convenient to get it all done from the beginning, so you don't have to keep coming back and fill up small holes that are still open in the base. As you can see here, when I'm inserting the green into the wreath, I always take off just a little piece here on the bottom to keep the stem clean. Because if there goes too much greenery into the sponge, sometimes it gets more weak when you put too much in. So just to have a clean stem only going into the sponge help you later on when you want to put in a lot of different other materials, that the sponge has not become sort of over congested with greenery. So only stem is always important when you make these sort of like a detailed wreath like we're doing today. Now you can see that I have been almost the entire way around with the greenery, and now I'm sort of focusing on when I'm putting when the end meets here. I'm trying to focus on it looks natural, so you cannot really see where the wreath was started. I am gonna put other materials in later on that might blur this a little bit, but it's always good to, if you practice making a beautiful wreath, to see if you can actually make a wreath and not see where you started. It's something that I often sort of test myself in when I'm making a Christmas wreath like that. So what you do is you sort of lift up some of the previous greenery that you have inserted to the wreath, and then sort of lift it up a little bit and tuck under other pieces. As you see here, I will take a few pieces here. Take from here. See, I can sort of lift up and tuck under, so it sort of gives the same flow as the rest of the wreath. Now I have a very nice and solid base to work with. Now I can put in the many different materials without worrying about if there will be any sort of holes where you can see the sponge or the wreath in the end. So I enjoy making this way because then you can really focusing on the rest of the materials and create a beautiful shape and points to your wreath. I am focusing on the different things that has a bit of flow. So things that bend beautiful, like the 2 different types of eucalyptus that I have. So now I will sort of focusing on them going down on both sides of the wreath, sort of creating a really beautiful shape to the base here. When I make wreath like this, I often also use what I call U-pins, which is basically a piece of wire like this that I cut into pieces like this, and then I curl it a bit there on the top so they become this sort of pin shape. With this I can insert into the wreath and sort of hold on to the different types of materials that I insert to the sponge. Now I'm going to put in these Smilax berries here. These ones I am chopping up like this in smaller pieces, like this. So in this way the stem is extremely hard, so it's very easy for me to put in these Smilax berries into the wreath. So now this wreath has really taken shape. There's a lot of the eucalyptus is really showing a very sort of beautiful flow within the wreath. This is the top I have up here, which is going to go, so I'm going to hook onto the door. I still have a few things I want to put in. I've taken the, I'm not sure what they're called in English. In Japanese they're called Suzuki. These ones here, I have so many of these outside my door here, so I'm going to use a lot of these to put in the wreath. For the magnolia leaf, I like to use the back side, the brown side, which I think sort of give more contrast to sort of give it the gold, so the gold stands out a bit more when you use the brown side versus the green side. I can show you here quickly. I usually again use my my wires here. So I take the magnolia leaf, hold on to the bottom, and then just twist the wire on like this, and then cut the wires before I put the leaf inside the wreath. So I think I almost got it all covered now, and this is gonna be the Christmas wreath, which is gonna go outside my door here in Hakone. I hope you have enjoyed the whole Christmas setup here in the house. I have surely enjoyed making it. So thank you very much for watching.